Hey, good afternoon, y'all. This is Ryan Jackson from Ryan Jackson LLC. Hope y'all are doing good today. Hope you're having a happy Friday. Weekend's upon us, so hope you're doing good. I'm gonna get into the topic for this video. I saw a article in the Washington Post. Well, actually, Judge Joe Brown. I follow him on Twitter. Most of you know who Judge Joe Brown is, the famous TV judge. Very, very brilliant man. I admire him. Reminds me of my dad a lot. He's from that same, era, that generation, born in the late 40s or mid to late 40s. Very old school. Just cut and dry. Tell it like it is. Reminds me so much of my dad, so much. From the South. Well, he's from LA. My dad's from the South though. But I think he made his he was a judge in Memphis. So he has a lot of has some southern roots. But in any event, I follow this brother on this great man on Twitter, and he tweeted an article from the Washington Post that New York City is the largest. Excuse me, damn stuttering. That New York City is the largest municipality to allow non-citizens to vote in local elections. Let me repeat that. New York City is the largest municipality to allow non-citizens to vote in local elections. Yeah, that's a problem. I don't agree with that. These democratically run cities are just a mess. They are a mess. New York, Philly, Atlanta, Detroit, Chicago, Baltimore, DC, LA, San Francisco, Seattle, Oakland, just Denver. I mean, they're a mess. They are run amok. Black people, we continue to vote for these Democrats, these damn liberals. We can't walk, our people can't walk down the street in peace. There are shootings, schools are a mess. Kids can't go to schools without being a fear of losing their lives. You saw what happened in the suburb of Detroit in Oxford, Michigan last week. Michigan is a Democratic state. Um, there are murders in Detroit. I think they're probably going to break a record this year. Philadelphia's already broke a record. That's a democratically run city. Chicago, just 2 weeks ago, a mother of six, her son was murdered, I think a few years back, not too long ago. And she was murdered on the same damn block that her son was murdered on. This is on the south side of Chicago, a democratically run city. San Francisco is a mess. Carjackings, the mass lootings at the mall in San Francisco a couple of weeks back, a democratically run city. Homelessness is run amok. Um, People can't walk down San Francisco without being at night. It's not safe at night in San Francisco to walk down the street. You have heroin addicts, um, people shooting up, people breaking into your car. The police have to patrol the stores now, make sure people that are not breaking into the stores and looting like they did 2.5, 3 weeks ago. Oakland is a mess. LA is a mess. I said Detroit and Philly and Chicago, Baltimore, Atlanta. I could go on. And y'all allowing non-citizens that's been here a month that don't have US citizenship to vote in local elections. This is what the Democrats are telling black people, that you don't matter. They're slowly, slowly telling y'all this. They have allowed Afghan refugees to get reparations, to get billions of dollars in funding, in housing, clothing, start businesses. I can't even get $25,000 to start to get my business on the upstart. And I fought for this country. I'm a citizen of this country. I can't even get $25,000. But you let an Afghan refugee get parts of billions of dollars to start a business, get free housing, clothing. What is wrong with that picture? What the hell is wrong with that picture? And now you're allowing non-citizens to vote in local elections in New York? They're thumbing their nose at the civil rights movement. This is why I say I'm not for social integration. I'm not for it. Call me, you could call me a racist all you want. I just want what's best for black people. I'm not hating no one else. I don't hate white people. I don't hate immigrants. I just love my people. I love black people. And I want what's best for us. And social integration isn't it. Voting in these damn elections isn't it. Vote for these Democrats or Republicans. It isn't it. It just isn't. They do not have our best interests at heart. When will y'all realize this and learn this? They don't. But yet y'all still vote for these people. And they telling you, we don't give a damn about y'all. We're gonna let non-citizens vote in our elections in New York. And New York, it won't, and New York sets a trend. I've always said this. New York and California are trendsetters. They are. New York's a trendsetter with fashion and music, and California, particularly LA, and you can say the Bay Area too, are trendsetters when it comes to politics, activism. Um, the Black Panther movement started in Oakland and it just spread across the nation. The love movement, the hippies, the dope smoking hippies back in the late 60s, the love movement started in San Francisco and spread throughout the country. What happens in Hollywood, LA, the foolishness that happened in Hollywood or any trend in Hollywood starts there and spreads throughout the nation. It does. Fashion in LA starts there, spreads throughout the nation. New York and California. New York, particularly, yeah, New York and particularly LA and the San Francisco Bay Area are trendsetters. They are. And this is going to happen. New York is starting this, and this is going to happen in LA. It's going to happen in the Bay Area, in San Francisco. It's going to happen in Seattle. It's going to happen in Chicago. It's going to happen in Philly. It's going to happen in Detroit. And it's going to happen in Atlanta. Mark my words. New York was the first city to start the jab mandates, where people you had to check your jab papers. New York started it. Then it spread to LA. Then it spread to San Francisco. Now I'm hearing it spread to Seattle. Those four cities. New York started it first. LA followed behind. San Francisco. Well, actually, it was New York, then San Francisco, then LA, now Seattle. Chicago, Detroit, Philly, Atlanta is going to follow behind. Denver, they're going to follow behind. Mark my words. It hasn't spread to Oakland yet, but it will. Oakland is called a town, and San Francisco is called the city. But it's going to spread to Oakland. It's going to spread like wildfire. I'm telling you, New York is starting a disturbing trend. They already started one. They started another one. They already started one, and they started another one, and it's going to spread. Mark my words. This is tyranny at its best. They are thumbing their nose at the civil rights movement. They're thumbing their nose at what Dr. King started, where, the right to vote. The fight for the right to vote was for Black people, not for non citizens. It was for Black people. The right to vote, freedom to vote, was for Black people. The Voting Rights Act was signed for the voting rights of Black people. because they were being discriminated against in the South. That was for black people, not non-citizens. And these Democrats are thumbing their nose at the what Dr. King started back in the 60s. This is disrespectful to what he started. Where are the Congressional Black Caucus on this? Oh, they're trying to tell black people to get jabbed. They're trying to tell black people to, social integrate and vote for Joe Biden and ride for Joe Biden. That's what they are. Where's the NAACP on this? Negroes always apologizing to Caucasian people is what I call them. Let me repeat that. Negroes always apologizing to Caucasian people. NAACP. CBC, Congressional Black Caucus, coons backing cowards. Coons backing cowards. That's what I call them. Where are they at on this? Silence. But they all out there for them jab mandates, though. They out there for them jab mandates. You best believe it. You best believe it, buddy. Shame on New York. And New York is one of my favorite cities. Detroit's my favorite city because I'm from there. So of course, home bias. Okay, shame on me. Y'all can't tell me y'all don't think y'all hometown is the greatest city or town that in y'all opinion. So miss me with that. But Detroit is my home. It's my favorite city in this country. Then New York. But I mean, shame on these Democrats, man. They just keep telling black people. They keep telling us, but y'all won't follow suit. Y'all just hold on to them, they coattails. Hold on to the very end. And it's a shame and it's sad. It really is. We got to do better. They don't have our best interests at heart, y'all. I keep telling y'all this. But y'all said we had to get Trump out of office. Trump bad. We got to get Trump out of office. Biden great. Biden. They haven't done a damn thing for black people, and they don't plan on doing it either. Joe Biden is the worst president in US history. Let me repeat myself. Joe Biden is the worst president in the history of the United States. Yes, I said it. There. And I will die on that hill and fight on that hill every fiber of my being. He is the worst president in US history. That's Joe Biden. Jim Crow Joe. Uncle Joe. Whatever the hell. That's my feelings on that. The worst. Yes, worse than Trump Hitler. I'll call Trump Hitler. Yes, worse than Trump. I told people this. I told them this, but I was called a kook. I was called crazy. I didn't know what I was talking about. But y'all seeing it. But when I put these posts on Facebook and on Twitter, silence. Silent as church mice. Dead church mice. Silent as mimes. Silence. But let this have been Trump or the Republicans. Oh, this is my timeline would have been flooded with all kind of rhetoric. But that's this country for you. What can you expect? Do you expect anything less? That's America. In any event, y'all, I'm gonna hop off of here. I've talked enough. Plus, I'm getting worked up over something that's over some foolishness. So, in any event, you know what to do. Hit that like button, smash that like button. Feel free to comment, drop your comments below. We can agree, but we could also disagree. But if we disagree, let's disagree without being disagreeable. Let's do that, y'all. Let's disagree without being disagreeable. And just drop your comments below and smash that like button. And if you already haven't, please, please, please subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Need your love and support. On that note, family, I'm out of here. Take care. God bless. Hope you have a good rest of your day and a good weekend. And I'll talk to you later. Love you much and God bless. I'm out. Peace.